We got a new champion in the welterweight division, and it's decided after a bloody and scrappy fight between Bilal and JDM. This fight did not disappoint, along with the rest of the UFC 315 fight card. People were saying it was going to be a trash card and that the main events were going to suck, but boy, this card did not disappoint. From start to finish, this card was pretty exciting. Well, I mean, besides a stinker with the questionable decision, but besides that, we had some great moments with some fun KOs, a few submissions. Even decision wins were amazing, with some bloody scraps and some dominant performances as well. But anyway, guys, I'm here to break down all the fights and go over my picks and how many I got correct, starting with the first fight between KATONA and BEKZAT ALMAKHAN. Bro, this guy's a mini Shafkat, bro. ALMAKHAN is a problem in the bantamweight division. This guy looked great in this fight. The few shots that he threw, they all landed with great timing. KATONA, I don't know, man. Like I said in my prediction video, this guy's not the best UFC fighter. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get cut. But back to ALMAKHAN, explosive fighter. This is a great win in the UFC after his tough loss to Umar. But amazing KO. Landed that beautiful uppercut that sent KATONA straight to the canvas. But yeah, I got this pick correct. This put me at 1-0 for the night. Great start to my predictions. However, for the next fight, I got this pick completely wrong. Daniel Santos versus Lee Jeong. This was a super fun fight. These guys were scrapping, man. That first round was wild. These guys were landing vicious attacks. However, the second round, Daniel Santos adjusted to Lee's striking and was getting great takedowns. This is where the tables turned and Daniel Santos was getting the better shots and was controlling the fight more. But this was a slugfest throughout all 3 rounds. In that third round, Lee kind of just gave up. He was super tired. However, this guy's very durable. He was eating a bunch of Daniel's shots, bro. Santos is also very durable, and he had great stamina even after being out for almost 2 years, I believe. But Santos looked very strong. He was ragdolling Lee on the ground as well. But this is a good division for Daniel Santos. Good win for him as well. But I got this pick incorrect. This put me at 1-1. But yeah, guys, for the next fight we had MAB versus Bruno Silva. This is a great KO win for MAB. Some nasty elbows that put Silva to sleep while he was holding him in the clinch. He got a crazy crowd ovation. I bet it felt good for him. However, I feel bad for Bruno Silva, man. We ultimately watch the sport for people to hurt each other, but it's sad to watch when an injury goes to this extent, you know. I just hope a fast recovery for Bruno Silva, but I don't want to take anything away from MAB's win because it was great and it was an awesome fight to watch. But alright, guys, moving on to the next fight, we got NAVAJO Sterling versus ERSLAN. This is a pretty decently fun fight. However, in my prediction video, I said I was super high on NAVAJO Sterling. I still think this kid's gonna go decently far, but he needs a lot of work. ERSLAN had a speed advantage. He was spamming those right hands, but they were landing. The good things that Sterling did in this fight, though, is he mixed up his strikes, some good kicks throughout the fight. He needed to clinch more in this fight because he was getting tagged by ERSLAN. NAVAJO Sterling wasn't controlling the range very well. However, NAVAJO Sterling almost got that finish in the third round with that knockdown after landing a nice combo. But great win for NAVAJO Sterling. Like I said, he needs a little bit more work, but this guy's willing to go anywhere. If the fight goes to the ground, he's willing to scramble on the ground. If it stays on the feet, he's willing to do that as well. That's one thing that I really liked about this guy in this fight. But yeah, I got this pick correct. This put me at 3-1. But yeah, moving on to the next fight, we had MODESTAS BUKAUSKAS getting a split decision win over CUTELABA. This is a very questionable decision win for Modestas. This was a very technical fight and it was definitely underwhelming. I thought these guys were gonna go at it and it was gonna be a kill or get killed fight, but both of these guys were respecting each other's abilities and it was very technical. It was a very close first round, but CUTELABA had more output there. They were just kind of feeling each other out, but let's be honest, it was a pretty boring fight. And no way these guys went the distance, bro. I thought these guys were going to come in and try to kill each other. And I did not think this was going to go past the second round. But very low IQ from BUKAUSKAS, especially at the end. This guy was waiting for a fight-ending shot that he never found, you know. And then CUTELABA was being super busy throughout the fight, which is what should have won on the fight. But at the end of the day, the decision went towards BUKAUSKAS. I mean, what else can we do? I got this pick correct. This put me at 4-1, but definitely a questionable decision. But anyway, guys, moving on to the next fight, we had Jessica Andrade fighting Jasmine JASMINE. Man, Jasmine looked great. She was amazing in this fight, dominating Andrade everywhere. And eventually she found the submission. rear naked choke that made Andrade tap out. This was the best performance from Jasmine JASUDAVICIUS for sure. Domination win. And I feel like she needs one more fight to get a title shot, to fight someone in the top 5, and definitely deserves a title shot next after one more fight. And I got this pick correct, but that's pretty much all I got for these ladies. For the next fight, we had MALOTT versus Charles Radtke, with MALOTT getting a KO win over Charles Radtke, knocked them out. MALOTT looked great here. This was a very technical fight on the feet, especially that first round. It was kind of back and forth, both of them trying to find and picking their shots pretty well, and until ultimately MALOTT found the better shot and was able to knock him out. I had gone with Charles Radtke. I thought this was gonna be my hardcore pick or whatever you want to call it, but I was completely wrong. MALOTT, props to this guy, super good. And I got this pick incorrect, put me at 5-2 for the night. Anyway, moving on to the opener of the main card, BSD versus PREPOLEC. BSD is super strong on the ground. He has crazy pressure. He was very violent in this fight, and he had some crazy elbows. Props to PREPOLEC though, to step in against BSD on a week short notice. PREPOLEC is very durable on the feet, man. He was eating a bunch of those shots that BSD was throwing at him, but BSD looked great. And like I said, that constant crazy pressure he was putting on PREPOLEC was too much and too overwhelming for him. But I knew BSD could have knocked this guy out, but I'm pretty sure he didn't want to hurt PREPOLEC more than he did. So that's why I think he looked for that submission win and made PREPOLEC tap out. I got this pick correct. This put me at 6-2. This was a pretty exciting fight to watch. I was watching it with my cousins. We were all hyped with this fight, but we quickly got disappointed with the next fight in Alexa Grasso and Natalia Silva. Like I said at my prediction video, I was a little biased in this fight. I wanted Alexa Grasso to win, and so did my cousins. But man, Natalia Silva put a striking clinic here. She was a total domination from her. Some people are gonna say that Natalia Silva was running, but if that was running, then she wouldn't have had as much strikes as she did. She was piecing up Alexa Grasso, kicks, punches to the body, to the head, to legs. But Alexa Grasso definitely got cooked. She only had a jab in her arsenal in this fight. She wasn't throwing much, you know. She wasn't following Natalia Silva around, but she was kind of standing her ground. But it was super frustrating to watch, and I bet it was super frustrating for Alexa Grasso as well in this fight. But she never adjusted, and she never adapted as the fight went on. But good win for Natalia Silva. My question though is Grasso regressing? She's coming off a loss to Valentina Shevchenko, and now she lost to Natalia Silva. I'm not sure what's going on with Alexa Grasso. Hopefully she can get another win, and hopefully she's not regressing, but we'll see. Anyway, I got this pick incorrect. This put me at 6-3 for the night. But yeah, moving on to the next fight, we had Jose Aldo versus AIEMANN ZAHABI. Dude, this was a great fight. Both of these guys were scrapping. However, the decision was a little bit questionable, but props to AIEMANN ZAHABI for accepting the fight after Aldo missing weight by 8 pounds. It was a great first round for Aldo and a great finish from ZAHABI though. It was definitely a better second round for ZAHABI. However, he kind of fell off at the beginning of the third round. He even got knocked down there. He was getting pieced up. So Jose Aldo was landing some vicious attacks there, but he was able to survive. This guy, AIEMANN ZAHABI, is very durable, and he finished that third round amazingly after he got pieced up by Jose Aldo. This was a very entertaining fight, like I said, but feel bad for Jose Aldo, man. This guy retired last night, and it's sad to see him go out the way that he did, but props to Jose Aldo. What a legendary fighter. And good win for AIEMANN ZAHABI. I got this pick correct. I said that this was going to be a great name for his resume, and it definitely is. But yeah, guys, moving on to the next fight. We had a championship bout between Valentina Shevchenko and Manon Fiorot. I thought this was a great fight. It was a very competitive fight after that first round, and Fiorot looked impressive in this fight. The first round started great for Shevchenko. The second round was way better round for Fiorot. She kind of adjusted to Valentina Shevchenko's attacks. The third round was very close. Fiorot was adjusting even more, but Valentina Shevchenko's physicality was so good throughout this fight. But props to Manon Fiorot, man. She looked great. She's a very gritty fighter, and she did not give up nothing for 5 rounds. She kept going at it, and she put up a great fight. She took Valentina Shevchenko through 5 tough rounds. I didn't think this fight could have gone another way because Valentina Shevchenko ultimately did more, and She won rightfully so, but this is a great win for Valentina Shevchenko. Another title defense fight. She's getting closer and closer to that Amanda Nunes status for women fighters, and I would like to see another title defense fight. And for Fiorot, hopefully she doesn't get discouraged. This was a great fight for her, even though she lost. This is gonna serve very well as championship experience for her, and she will definitely be able to use this in later fights. And I'm pretty sure she's gonna be champion one day. I don't think no one else in this division can beat Manon Fiorot. She's super huge. She's super big for this division. She's a great fighter, and like I said, she gained a lot of experience in this fight. That's gonna be helpful. But yeah, I got this pick correct. It's put me at 8 for 3. I did pretty good for picks 10 last night. But anyway, moving on to our main event of the evening: Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. Man, these guys scrapped for 5 full rounds. Dude, respect to Belal Muhammad for standing and banging with JDM, one of UFC's best and cleanest boxers. Belal did try some takedowns, but JDM stuffed most of them. But JDM put a striking clinic. This guy's boxing is so clean. His head movement was amazing in this fight, and he pieced up Belal Muhammad, to be honest. Belal was also landing some great strikes, and they stayed busy all throughout the fight. I think they both had over 100 significant strikes, which is crazy, especially for, and man, people were saying that this is going to be a boring fight, but this was super entertaining to watch. And Belal Muhammad has a titanium chin. I cannot believe this guy did not get freaking knocked out cold by JDM. JDM was landing some nasty combos and was landing everything, but Belal Muhammad was not going down. You can start seeing JDM getting a little tired towards the end and losing a bit of his power, but overall it was a great performance from JDM. This fight for sure is the best main event fight we've had so far this year, and a contender for fight of the year, I think. None of the other fights compared to this one. This one was very entertaining all throughout 5 rounds. They spent minimal time on the ground, and they were just standing and banging. They were very technical as well. And I know Belal Muhammad lost, but he shut a lot of mouths up with this fight. People were saying, including myself, that this guy was a boring fighter, that he only had grappling, that this guy's a decision merchant, that he doesn't have a single knockdown. And some of those stuff is true, but like I said earlier, respect to this guy, man. He came out and did what he said he was gonna do, and it was a very risky thing to do because he could have gotten knocked out cold by JDM, but with that titanium freaking blockhead chin that he has, he was able to withstand all of JDM's punches and survive for the 5 rounds. I mean, not just survive, but compete against JDM, because Belal Muhammad was landing a bunch of shots as well that had JDM's eyes swollen up. But my cousins and I we were all super hyped throughout this fight, especially that 5th round where JDM was landing some crazy combos that are so entertaining to watch. And dude, fights like this is how all main event fights should be. I guess not really, but that's just my casual take. I have a lot of casual takes. Sorry guys, but I got this pick correct. This put me at 9 for 3 for the night. I did pretty freaking good. I would have done better, but I let my biased decisions / my hardcore picks affect my decisions. I won't let that happen anymore. But yeah guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. It's gonna be the Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales breakdown video next Saturday, so stay tuned in for that. So yeah, we'll see you guys then. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys later. Adios.